Hello YouTube family friends, this is Rev with Rev It Up Mustang. I can't say that anymore. Rev It Up Car Fanatic. How's that? Productions. Got a video short for you here. Had a lot of people ask questions when people or mechanics change brakes, and they'll take a screwdriver like so, wedge it in between the outside of the brake and try to get the piston to go in. This is locked up. It doesn't go in. The wheel doesn't spin. It's locked. So what you can do, take a 10 millimeter, loosen up the bleeder valve right here. Let's loosen it up. And now we're gonna, you see the fluid coming out and the piston's going in. So there's nothing wrong with this caliper. That went in. So what the problem is the brake hose. And then you got part line up there. What happens, now you see the wheel spins freely? This hose right here collapse inside. It allows fluid to come to the piston, but it won't return through the line back up to the reservoir, and so it locks the brake up. So on this job, that's what we need to do, is to get the brake hose replaced, and then we got to bleed the brakes, so we don't need to change the caliper. Another reason they would loosen this up is just to let a little bit of fluid come out, and they say they want to get debris out. But if debris is in here, you need to flush the system. Now you can see the color of that brake fluid is really disgusting. It's supposed to be clear, so this could need a brake flushing right here. Not could be, but it does need a brake flushing. But those are the reasons they open that bleeder valve right there, besides bleeding the brakes. But as you can see, that wheel spins, but when you hit the brake, the caliper locks back up because the fluid doesn't return back to the reservoir. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. God bless. Have a wonderful New Year's. Rev It Up Car Fanatic Productions. So we got our part, the brake hose. It's BH38621, and that is for a 95 Suburban 1500 Chevy with the 5.7. Okay, you need a 9/16 line wrench there, and that nut right here for the master cylinder, that's going to be a 1/2 inch, and then this is going to be a 1/2 inch to loosen those clips right there. And then we just put the new brake line in. Of course, we're going to have to bleed the brakes because and we're going to have to add some brake fluid to it. We're going to go ahead and give this 95 Chevy a brake flush. You can see the brake fluid is just disgusting. So this is the way I empty the reservoir, then I pour new fluid in here, and then we just bleed the brakes from the farthest from the pump. So right rear, right front, left front, until we get clear fluid coming out, and then we'll have a flush on here, and the brakes should pump up and it shouldn't lock up anymore. So we'll see how this goes. So you can see how much clearer the brake fluid is in there now. There's still a little dirt inside there, but that'll all wash out once I begin to pump it, because this is going to drain back down, and I'll fill it up as we get the lines cleared. So this is my homemade bleeder kit, where you only need one person to do the bleeding. And what I have, this is an old alcohol bottle, and this is some clear hose, and I drilled the hole in top of the alcohol just enough to fit inside there so no air comes out. And you got to keep this where the tube is submerged in the fluid, and then you just release it. And as you can see up here, I got a tie clip that holds on to the bleeder valve, and here's my control where I shut it off. And all I gotta do is go inside and pump the brakes, and fluid's gonna come through here. I'll pump it a few times, maybe 5, 6, 7 times, until the fluid is clear, and then I know it's clear. Then you lock it up, you pump the brakes, and then you come back and you bleed it again. That's how you do it all the way around. So I did the 2 rear wheels, so this is the next farthest from the master cylinder. So we'll do this line, and then we'll see what kind of brakes we got after we do the other side. and as you see, my wheel is spinning. So that was that line that was doing that. So we're good to go with that part. So let's hit the brakes again. So as you see, I pumped the brakes inside and we're not locked up. She spins, and that's what we want. I mean, she was just frozen, locked up before. With the wheel on, I'd be able to spin this much freer, but she wouldn't spin at all before. So I can go ahead and put this tire back on because we're done bleeding this side, and we'll go ahead and bleed the other side. So with the new hose on and the brakes bleed, you can see how the wheel spins now. The wheel doesn't lock up. Doesn't take much effort to turn it, and that's what we want. That wheel was locking up, so that brake line was bad.